I'm going to go to a 4-hour chart. Well, he'll leave it on a 4-hour chart. There's room for it to go down, that's for sure.
There's room to go down, that's for sure. So we're here and we are streaming on YouTube, FNL Crypto DNA, and we're just going through some current prices and a little analysis on some of your faves. I'm going to share my screen. Thanks for joining us. We were on earlier today. Check out the last live stream that went out this morning. It was a couple hours in length, and it was all about DeFi. If you don't know about decentralized finance, you really need to go check out this morning's FNL Crypto on YouTube live stream. It's unedited right now, so until we edit it, you're going to get the raw footage. So don't be afraid to skip through a little bit if you feel like hit a lull, but go check it out. Here we are. We're talking about CoinMarketCap's top few cryptocurrencies, and we're looking at some of our favorites. We talked about Kava, a DeFi project available on Kraken earlier today, and so we're looking at that now on CoinMarketCap. Here's a look at the chart on Kava. We can go look at the statistics first. Kava right now, the price is 333, and there are the market cap is over $500 billion or $1 million on market cap. That's quite an increase. We talked about how the tokenomics work on Kava, how people can stake their Kava and earn rewards in Kava. Up to 23% is what they're earning on the Kraken.com exchange. So you stake it there, you're earning it, which means they're minting more Kava and they're issuing that Kava as it's being staked. So tons of Kava. So they're burning on the other end to control the supply. But in the meantime, it's given the price action of Kava this descending channel, this regression channel, as it hit its all-time high of 30, yeah, let's call it 920. It hit 922. And then since then, it's just been on a major correction. So 922 was, right here, end of August. And if you look at this chart now, we're just going to throw that channel on there, a regression channel. Since the top, you're looking at a price action trend that has only broken out of the top this one time. All right, based on a 2 sigma variation on this regression channel. This is a parallel channel, and it runs through the mean and then has a -2 and 2 sigma variation. I actually think right now, by looking at it, I think my screen's too close. Yes, that's better.
Yeah.
Now I was really fidgeting with that. So on the settings, yep, 2 and -2 deviation. You can see it's been more deviant to the north side, to the bull. So when it does get a push up, it's pushed up and tested higher levels from the mean. All right, it's done that a couple times. If I draw this chart back through the price action to here, you're going to see that it's hit the level on the top once, twice. The next time it hits, it may not be the forever time. It may not be a breakout, maybe a false break. So keep an eye on what it does next time it gets to that level. That level on a horizontal axis is about 575. And if it were to happen sometime soon on a time frame that matches, you're looking at more like 469. All right, so 569, 570, and 470 respectively. So looking at that, if you look at the swing here, it took that same amount of time to swing. Now you're looking at the next high actually being no higher than the price is right now. So as bullish as we feel we are on Kava turning around, since it's hit these bottoms, back to the left, these levels that we see. We talk a lot about the levels. It's hit those levels, and at around 311 would be a great bottom that it keeps kind of reflecting off of. 310 does it right through here. As you can see, I stretch these out. Right there's, we'll call it 312. And that creates a bottom across these candles. It also created the intersection on the regression channel, sending it to the north side of the regression channel. So once it does that and it breaks out, typically it retests. So it broke out here, it retests, That gives you the confirmation, and it gives you an entry position at around 323 at the best. We got in at 329 last week, or a week and a half ago, to get that position. And I think it was Friday, not last Friday. I don't know. It was right in 329 zone. And so as this snakes down and consolidates, it's probably still going to riddle the middle, but it's going to test this top. So it gives you a chance to get 25, 30% swing while you're earning 23% in the native token. Kava is a great buy for me right now. And I don't think I would go all in at the current price. I would definitely scale in or dollar cost average in by putting in, small order around here, putting in at the very bottom of this wick at least, which is halfway through the zone, finding another order, which we talked about being maybe 285. And then honestly, if the whole market has some correction left, then this could come down even further, and there's nothing going to hurt you putting a limit order in there if you can be patient and let your limit order sit and not really be an active participant in the market. It's just sitting in Kava waiting for a potential pullback. It could be great, because if you were to get that, you're talking about a 3x, and you only have to do about a 618 retracement to get your 3x. So, I'm giving ballpark figures, but the 618 is not ballpark. You don't have to make a higher high to 2 and 3x your money if Kava can give us a wick down to a lower spot.
Let's talk about the actual mechanism of making that, putting a limit order in there, because right now you've got it. Oh, I like that. I like that Bollinger Band. I'm sorry. I just went down a rabbit hole. I like that Bollinger Band. Say, okay, I've got my Kava staked right now, and I want to set a limit order for that next top. I have to take it. I have to unstake it, won't I?
If you had it staked, you would have to unstake it,
Right.
And then you would have to take it to the trading platform and place a limit order to sell it. If you wanted to buy something else, you could take it and just put a limit order in to buy.
Yeah, right now on the buying side, if I'm looking at buying something, that's not a deal. But if I wanted to, after I buy, then if I want to sell some of my existing, it depends on where I got in, I have to take it out of the staking, because you can't stake it and trade it at the same time on that platform.
No, you can't. But the nice thing is on Kraken is that when you want to unstake and trade it, it's a 3-click process.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I apologize.
Along with the 2-factor authentication. Hey, Stony, we're live, and I'm glad you're here. We're talking about the assets that you and I were talking about earlier today. I wonder something.
So as far as setting the limit order up there, let's say around 4. Let me get my we're on my chart. Let's say I want to go 375 and put a limit order up there. I'm either going to have to wait or unstake it right now and then go ahead and set the limit order and let it catch up to me.
Okay, absolutely.
So what are the probabilities between those two as far as which one's the best ROI, or is it we're flipping a coin on this?
Well, you're talking about 23% APY versus making a 200 to 300% in a couple weeks or a week. So I'm not a mathematician, but I do understand tokenomics, and I understand that could be, you're going to have the opportunity to own more Kava if you can buy it at a lower price. You'll actually own more, and you'll supersede the rewards that you're earning, the 23%, if it comes down. So as of right now, it depends on your entry price. Remember, a lot of the stuff we talk it's just to go over the scenarios. This is not financial advice, trading advice. This is not investing advice, not to be taken as legal or taxation advice. You got to do your own TA, your own FA, do your own research. But if we were to put orders in, what David's saying is he has it staked right now, and so do I. We have to unstake it to place a sell order. So if I wanted to get out at just the top of this Bollinger Band in case it expands up before it does go back down more, and I wanted to get out there, I have to unstake it now, and I have to say, sell some of mine off at 393, and I have to just let it ride there. I'm not going to be earning the 23%, but I am going to be prepared with my order on the order book. So if I want to buy more, that's irrelevant. I should be using a different asset to buy more KAVA, not KAVA. And so that's going to be different. Putting that limit order in shouldn't affect your staking, a buy limit.
Well, I like, that's an RSI on the bottom there, isn't it, Chris?
It's a MACD. It's going to look the same if I were to throw the RSI on there.
Okay, yeah, it looked like it was, that's what it was. But
So
anyway,
the MACD is a moving average that shows the convergence and divergence of the price action. So it's over a period, and this one's a 12 period and a 26 period. So it's going to show you those on top of each other. The strength index is the buying pressure and the selling pressure. And you can see down here at the bottom that we just crossed the smooth line. Yep. So when it crosses the smooth line, it's pretty selling pressure. The one thing about it is when it does cross, it often does come back and it's already bending across, where it comes back and retests that line. And it retests the 50. Well, it already did that too. We went up over, made a little head and shoulders. Then we came down, went back to retest the 50% of the strength index. And now we should be coming down, if this is correctly, we're either going to pierce the 50 or it's going to come bounce off the 30 or close to the 30. And we're going to need that triple bottom or inverse head and shoulders before this would go back north with any conviction. So whenever you're trying to reverse trend on the relative strength index, this might be a lot for some of you, and that's fine. This is more of an intermediate, more of a trading session than a crypto or an explanation. But when you're looking for a reversal of trend on the strength index you're looking for a triple confirmation. You're looking for a triple bottom. Okay. You see one back here to the left. Okay. The trend was down. Let me scroll in a little bit. Trend is down. We're coming down this regression channel. We come down the regression channel to give it any kind of positive turnaround. You're going to see, you're going to see this triple bottom with the third shoulder being higher, the third low being not as low as the middle low, and the middle low most likely being lower than the second low. This is a inverse head and shoulders, because it's exactly what you want. And once it does that and breaks back into the 30% line and crosses the smooth, now you're thinking bull run, and I'm looking for this to give a slight pullback. So let's measure that up the chart. Let me scroll in let me get bigger that way and that way. So there's the triple bottom. We're going to go up the chart. And here's what happened on the chart. It busted the regression channel, and it was a false break that went back in the channel, then confirmed. Okay.
Right.
So at that point, that is a pretty clean turnaround signal. We have a proprietary indicator at FNL at futuresnetworks.com called the FNL Diamond, and it would signify that turnaround. And that's a true ABC turnaround. And lots of confluence here, triple bottom strength index and that turnaround. This is why we were able to get in the first time at 329. 329 seems to be the key spot. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It's pretty solid. Okay.
That Bollinger Band looked like it took a little while before the squeeze, but when it took off, where did it run up to? About 5 something there?
It went up to 580. Yeah.
Oh, man,
and David, after this bounced, I want to point out that on a downtrend, you need a triple bottom on the strength index to get back across the 50. And this did. It made it across the 30. It screwed around a little bit. It made it back across the 50. It retested the smooth line. It even went below it for a second. And then it goes back across the 50, confirming, and comes back a little bit, slight pullback, and makes it almost to the top. Now, all it needs to go back into the trend, to start going down again, is one top at the 70. So let's think about this. If I want to go with the trend, okay, I'm going to get back into the trend. I just need one time touching the 30 or 70, and it's going to go back the other way with the trend. But to reverse a trend, we like to look for the triple bottom, double bottom at least. We got the triple bottom there. That was probably the best trade on KAVA, was from here till it reached across this regression channel
this
to a
year,
3 signal.
That's a awesome one. And of course I missed it.
Well, we didn't necessarily miss the bottom. We missed the top. We missed getting out of the top. So we didn't have an exit plan. We had an entry plan. And that is why we're work in progress. Yeah. And that's why we're not considered trade callers. We could just show you our levels where we want to get in and where we want to get out. or what we want to hold long-term, we can tell you about that. And we'll be talking about a lot of those assets.
Yeah. And of course, the whole time that I missed that, I'm still making 23% on it.
Correct.
So Stoney, with this band nozzling down and us being at the 330 again, besides the red line rejection on top of these two candles, this looks pretty bearish, yeah?
That's kind of what I'm waiting on it to see if it breaks. So it's the top of those candles. Let's see, February, at the end of January. But yeah, right in through there. Those tops of those wicks to the right of your hand.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the ones that were just to the right. Yeah.
Oh, these.
Yeah, those tops of those wicks right there. That's where we're setting, whether we break down into them and level out right here, or are we going to break this whole level and go down below it to the bottom of that channel?
Well, let's start with the indicator up top, Bollinger. Let's discuss that.
Okay.
Then work our way down.
So the Bollinger is pinched. We're looking for, that means to me that we're looking for a breakout move, one direction or the other. It's not telling me up or down. You guys?
No, I don't see it either way.
So right here's what Stoney's talking about. This is getting nozzled down. It's getting nice and tight.
Yeah.
So
it's going to go which direction?
When it does this nozzling down like it did through this section here, what you have is you have expansion and contraction when it breaks out of that, or expansion, and then you have a trend established. So this blew up out of it, kind of got wobbly, but it still kept making higher highs and higher lows to establish that trend.
It followed it followed that Bollinger Band all the way up.
It rode the 2 sigma all the way up. That's a 2 sigma on the band as well. So after it rode that top and even false broke it, it doesn't go out of the top much more than, and this is from our buddy Randy Stewart, more than about 3 candles in a row is all you're going to get outside of the 2 sigma. Not always the case. It's just one of those things you got to look for yourself. Let's come down here to the bottom and talk about it. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. The next one has a big wick of rejection. It's about as far as you're going to get into that sigma for the time being. Doesn't mean some of these candles couldn't have come down, but they just didn't. So we had three hits at the 2 sigma or the negative 2 sigma before some kind of catalyst where it launches the other direction. So that happened here, right in here, and that's the bottom. And then the tops of those, Stoney's talking about, kind of creates those levels there. So we're looking at a few different levels here across the board. And then, of course, this wick down here would create a really low level. So if we wanted to get into a position with a buy order without being greedy and trying to get this bottom of this regression channel, I'm going to wait till it gets to $1. Like David said, you're not making any money with your money sitting in a limit order. So to be realistic on it, you're already looking at a pretty good spot right here, a better spot anywhere on that level. And this would be an optimal position for the current lows and situation. The neat thing about that one is when I scroll back to the left, let's see how those levels pan out to what price action's done before. So it's not a new, I moved it. Goodness, now I'm cheating. I moved it. There we go. That's where it's at. So bring it across. And we've been there before.
Yep.
And we've been there before. And it's behaved that way at these levels a couple different times. It's used these levels as, if you look right here, just a minute, I'll show you. We use pink. It's used these levels right in here as resistance before to create this whole downtrend before it started. So I'm going to clear all that. It gets to be too much for me.
Yep.
And we're right back down into this one. So here we had a rise, we had a retest, we had a launch. We had to come retest in that area and dance in that area. What was support right through here became resistance, and it danced. When it finally broke that dance, it launched. It came back and used what was support back, or was resistance back here, as support right through here. And it was able to get its support with this pullback of about I'm sorry, I don't mean to say about, with this 618 pullback to this wick right here, and this 50% mean right through here, it pulled and did a dance, got its support, and it launched. Okay, we're looking for that same dance to happen again. So here we go. We had a nice trend upward. Yep. We had 3 moves. 1, 2, 3. Very typical on a cryptocurrency chart so far. We're giving you a lot of information today. I hope you get none of it.
Oh, that was all predictable. Every one of those.
If you're not a trader, come let us show you how we do this stuff. I mean, we're just whizzing through it today because it's Friday. It's Friday, Freaky Friday. So there's your 3 humps up, 1, 2, 3, and now we got our double leg pullback. All right, big double leg pullback, and this is on a daily chart. So this is just price action over time, doing normal things. This is what attracted too many people on the cryptocurrency charts that were already traders in the first place, is the recognizable pattern behavior of the way that the bots, automated traded bots, are probably trading this stuff to create these patterns. Yeah. And they won't mix up their bots because it's working for them. So here we go. We come down, double leg pullback. Now has to get its support. And it got support where it launched from previously. If you look back to January 24th, 2021, ironically, just 10 days after I think we bought our first crypto assets, a couple of us, that made a difference. Things we researched, not just things that Bitcoin. And it came back and got a real good double bar support right there, double bottom. And there you go. Time to go. Big 2-legged dog up. Now that's the thing. That 2-legged move up is a 2-legged pullback. When you're trading assets like the S&P 500 futures market or the NASDAQ, and you're trading something that traditionally has gone over time, it's just gone up, then everything is a pullback when it comes to the short side in your mind. You have a preconceived anchoring effect that it comes to, it's going to go up. It's the future. The future's up. The future's so bright. We got to wear shades. Well, when the trend is down and the price goes up, it's not a reversal. It's also a pullback. So this right here, after this big 2-legged move down, it had small 1 2-legged pullback to the top, and it went 2 to 2, as we call it. From sigma -2, it separated and launched. I love that word. And then it went to the other sigma. So it went to the halfway point, typical, kind of came back to you know what? You guys are probably like, how does he get this 618? How does he know? Does he make these numbers up? Here's the thing. If you do this enough, you can see the 618. So from this red bottom up to here, I didn't practice this one before I got live. 618. That's that red spot right there. Ooh, it's a red spot.
Yeah.
So, Stoney, don't laugh at that. So here we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, from right here at the bottom, when this double leg pullback hit the bottom, we have a pullback. The first pullback went all the way up to here and then creates that 618. Okay. So this
and
from
for
here,
those of us in our audience that have just accidentally joined us, that's our Fibonacci as we're using.
Leonardo Fibonacci. Okay, those are that's I didn't even change these parameters. These are built into the indicator, the drawing tool. So 618, 50% is where there was a closing dance right at 50%. Here, let me fix my channel. Let's make it really good.
Thank you.
Let's raise the top just to there. Okay, now that's better. So we have that dance there. We have after the Fibonacci retracement to here, we have a new top, gets all the way to the 2 sigma. Where does it pull back from there? Let's go look. So from there, if we adjust to the top, okay, now we're 618. Oh, right where there's an indecision symbol. This is magic. How lucky that we picked Kava today to start with, because we look like we're good explorers. So it pulls back to 618. It does a reversal signal. Amazing. And then it comes back up, and it's dancing between the 382 and the 618 on this pullback. So that's normal. Next time it hits the 618, that created about 50% of a Maribozu candle. I call them Maribozu. It's one of those big candles. Okay. Lots of volume in one time period. In that case, it was one day, one bearish day took the price from the mean of the Bollinger Bands to deviate all the way to the bottom of the Bollinger Bands. It was outside twice.
Yeah.
Big rejection. Kind of a no-brainer. Who's going to have their limit order set that low? Nobody. But when it comes back, closes, now we have that confirmation and plenty of places to put the order again. Dancing behavior. All right, let's get rid of the fib. And zoom back out just a little bit. I won't do the whole price action. So anyways, it comes back across all the way 2 to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 times out, comes all the way back across, does a quick hitter, all the way back across, 1, 2, 3 times out, dips back, not a very big retracement, and moves up. And that's really just a 2 legs up right there. And 1, 2, sideways, and there's a third big one. Took a while to get the big one. Ever since then, sideways and 1, 2, didn't help. 1, 2. All right, we're moving 2 legs both ways so far. 1, 2, 1, nothing. So just got sideways. And there we go. The price action between 480 and 675 went sideways. How can you take advantage of a price action that goes sideways?
Kind of hard.
Stoney?
Well, when it goes sideways, you're going to watch those Bollingers pinch, like what is going on. For instance, well, right there, you can see how it comes out of it, out of the pinch, and goes down right at the 1st of December. Look at the 1st of December. How the Bollingers were pinched.
Yeah, right here.
And it breaks. And it broke down in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're at right now. Are we going to go up or are we going to go down? And
that's right where I'm going to put my line. And this one's going to go right there. That's the wide region that I think that we're looking to come back to. So we'll come back and we'll test this bottom again. This will be an exit position for a lot of people, this 482. You guys agree with that?
yes, sir.
In the first time it gets there, I think it's either going to shoot through it or it's going to see resistance. And so I would be looking to scale out by 482 based on everything we just looked at to the left without getting into the details. But I like that this is nozzling down. Stoney pointed out just like it did here. And this was December 1st where it broke. The first time right here, December 1st, it broke to the south. Next time it nozzled down, it broke to the north. What does that mean, Chris? Does that mean it's going to go to the south? I'm not a prognosticator. But to me, it looks like it's going to turn and go bullish.
There's an app for that, I'm sure.
But I think that's dependent on a lot of other cryptos too, if it's going to go bullish. So let's take a look at some other assets.
Where was Kava? About 36 or even further down the line?
Right now it's at 328.
I'm sorry,
321.
on the market cap, what number was it?
120.
Wow, okay.
I don't know. I just made that number up.
Well, it sounds good, though. We'll run with it.
Ooh, I must have seen it.
Were you right?
Yeah. It's been under 100 before, and I've seen it up to 130 in the last 6 months. So it's 120 was just my random. Yeah, I was running the money. It was a random guess. I know I had to have seen it in my.
Oh, that was so random, man.
Subconscious saw. Okay, so let's go into, since we're talking about DeFi products, and the theme of the day is DeFi, D-Friday. We're having DeFi Friday. Wait, DeFi Friday.
Deep fried.
Deep fried Friday. We're having all you can eat DeFi.
Mountain oysters.
So on the DeFi, we're going to go here. Let's just quit goofing around and go to the top cryptocurrencies by market cap. Of the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap, 5 of these are DeFi projects. So you have Cardano at number 7. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped a big one. You have Ethereum. It has proof of stake mechanism is what I'm talking about here when I say DeFi, proof of stake. So Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Terra Luna, and Avalanche is the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 10. And then you have Polkadot. That's a whole nother thing. that we talked about earlier. Let's go look at a Polkadot chart now. That's what I texted Stoney about. I said, come on, we're going to look at Polkadot. So it was at $17 back then. Sorry, Stoney, you lost $1 since then.
That's okay.
Well, I saw a buy-in up to 1840 on Polkadot.
Oh, I'm in.
And I'm not a
I've got a
financial.
lot of Polkadot actually.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, well, there's more of it for sale out there if you want some more.
It's 1779, 1780 right now. Yeah.
This is a great looking chart. It's a big difference. I'm going to do something right off the bat, no matter what. This really hasn't pulled back from the all-time high. So one thing you can do is in a worst case scenario, know that it's probably got a 35-75 type recoil coming. So even if it was bearish, we're looking at a 35-75 recoil based on 50% of the fib retracement. Anyone disagree?
No, sir.
Yeah. And it could be all the way up to this $40, you know, at the 618. That's not always a necessary. And more importantly than just picking a number of 618, look at the bottoms to the left back through here at 39.66. That kind of shows a little something. Those were also areas of resistance back in the day in March at the tops here. They were the bottoms here. So that's a nice line in the sand I got to draw now that I've talked about it so much. I'm going to draw that line right there. All right, so 40.05. What's that mean? It means if you got into Polkadot today and you were a little patient, over the course of the next few weeks, you probably see yourself double your money. It could also mean that if it were to break down below this 1639-ish, and even better if it were to break a $14 level, and even worse if it were to get below $10, you might hate your investment. So you have to do your own charting and your own research. I have to say that every time. Do your own shit, but it's true. You have to. Now it's not for children.
Do you have to say it every time? I mean, can we even?
I don't know.
I don't know if you can talk about it or if you just got to keep telling everybody doing your own damn research.
You know, the thing about live streaming is you never know. People are going to try to blame you for stuff. So do your own research. We're not financial investors or financial advisors. We're just
I'm not.
Guys that are helping you here. So one of the cool things to look at, heck with all this fancy stuff, this coin market cap, is the crypto bubbles. It shows you the sentiment of the market right now is in a very red mood. Okay, red meaning down. And this is a better way of looking at it. Look at it by your terms. If you're going to trade cryptocurrency, if you're going to trade anything, and you want to do long-term trading called like swing trading, where you put orders in and you set limits and walk away and say, if it hits my levels, I'm in or out, and it could take, it's going to be good till canceled. I'm going to leave that order on as long as I want. That's one way of trading. If you want to trade something every day, then you're going to be looking at different charts to do that. And you're going to, if you're doing long-term trades, like I talked about, you're going to have to understand the fundamental analysis of the projects you're getting involved in. If you're doing day trading, you might just do technical analysis and say, what's swinging and what can I access quickly and get my money in and out of? If you're going to scalp and try to make money on every little price swing, then you don't need any fundamental analysis. You just need to really have your technical analysis dialed in, and you have to have some mitigation of risk with some kind of stop loss because you're doing it so frequently. You might be wrong more often because you're not using so many things tied together to get your decision. So keep that in mind. There's lots of different ways to trade it. What I like about cryptobubbles.net is just sounds hilarious.
Yeah,
cryptobubbles.net. Here, hold on. This is big. CryptoBubbles is it gets its data, its API, and all of its data feed from CoinMarketCap. So essentially, we're looking at the same thing we just were when I put on the crypto bubbles. So the only difference is you get some bubbles.
And where does CoinMarketCap get theirs?
At the top of your chart, you get bubbles. That's a nice special effect there. Thanks to the production team for that special effect. So CoinMarketCap gets theirs from all the exchanges, feeding data, probably through Chainlink, back to the main data point, and they're saying, okay, all things equate to this is the actual price of the volume weighted index. There's also in England, there's a Bitcoin, like a way of calculating the price all the time. So all of the data is fed into somewhere in the UK, and that's a whole nother lesson. on how the Bitcoin price is actually created. We should do that next week. Let's do where the Bitcoin price comes from. So tune in Monday, and we're going to do where does Bitcoin price come from?
Easy. I get it from my computer.
If you missed, we just get it from CoinMarketCap and Crypto Bubbles and FNL Crypto DNA. If you came Monday, we did a big Bitcoin as a primer currency. In other words, Bitcoin is just warming up the market, but it used to be a primer currency. Now it's more of a prime currency as Bitcoin, the big red bubble here that went from 44,000 like yesterday to 40,000 today. It is joining has a contract on the Lightning network and is supposed to still be proof of work, but going to go lightning fast and handle gazillion transactions more per second for less cost.
Literally smart contracts is what they're talking about on the Lightning network.
So how far away are we from a possible proof of stake happening down the road? Is that ever going to happen with Bitcoin like Ethereum did?
Oh man, they'll do a hard fork and they'll call it everything, but I got to be careful with my adjectives here. They call it everything but good.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, the maximalists out there, they'll start a war before they let you go to proof of stake.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so these are just a bubble shot. But what I like about this one is it gives you the different time frames in a glance. And you can click on that and say, okay, of the top 100 coins, what by the hour has done the best? What by the day has done the best? What by the week? What by the month? And what by the year? Okay, so don't pay any attention to the ones by the year because that's starting from nowhere, some of them. So they're going to obviously have the growth rate that's astronomical. But I will say on the week, you have osmosis up here. We did talk about osmosis in an earlier session. It's a pretty bare week. Everything's kind of down this week. So there's really nothing to see here. Let's look at the top 200 coins. This is coin 100 through coin 200, which is where you'll find things like Kava. So it shows you that a lot of intention on the large cap and medium cap coins that are over $1 billion in market cap, up to 800 almost. Those are moving slower potentially than the ones that are here. These from all the way down, if I search by market cap on this page, are under $1 billion market cap. Everything here. So 788 million is the largest. That's still a lot of money, and that's in Compound. Compound is, of course, a DeFi project. They're just the theme of the day. So again, baby Doja coin, please pay no attention. That's a meme coin. But when we scroll through this, we see things that really do have some impact. There's really nothing positive today. There's some sustaining, but there's nothing moving up. But in the last week, and I'm sorry that baby Doja coin is making it on the list, but hey, it's coin number 116. There's 629 million. Somebody made money with baby Doja coin as their investment vehicle. Good for them. They're kind of, depending on what baby Doge does, that's kind of hurts the ecosystem when things like that happen, as the rest of us, what we like to consider smart investors, are holding other blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. Here we go. For the week, these second tier small cap coins, you can see that they've rallied, with Rally itself at coin 107 going up 14.8%. Okay, 14.8% is no slouch. We hit on Rally last week. Meta Hero, it's a new gaming piece, up 34.3 and almost $500 million in that. So for those of you at home and go, what is all this stuff? There's a whole generation of people that know exactly what it is. And I have people reaching out to me all the time saying, Chris, I'm interested. I'm doing this NFT DeFi gaming project. Can I write you an article about that for FNL Crypto DNA? And we say, absolutely. Let's hear what you have to say. You're actually using the product. And so you're going to see these gaming tokens, as they're building an ecosystem, flourish. And Kyber Network, Anchor Protocol. Anchor works with, what did we talk about yesterday? Anchor working with Mirror and the Chai. That's the Anchor Protocol they were talking about, up 8.7%. And then if you go for the month, well, we got some ridiculous numbers on the monthly up, so we don't really get into that ridiculousness. Let's look at small cap coins. Okay, so these are the highest risk. The highest we really go is to coin number 300. And you can see the money is really diversified across the board in the top three, in the 2 to 300 range, to where they're all the same size by market cap. Okay, they're all just kind of like funded projects And I got to take my bubbles down here. We'll put the DeFi theme on.
Oh, I see some of my ALCX up there.
Where do you got ALC? Oh, Alchemix right here. Let's pull it to the middle next to Tether Gold. So here's Alchemix. You can click on Alchemix. There's your daily chart on Alchemix. It's down 8.6%.
Yeah.
Down 19 for the week.
As they say, abracadabra.
And way down for the year. Is that a pullback? That's something.
Well,
so again, 89%. When you get invested in small cap coins, you're looking at the biggest fluctuation in price. So they can be the best coins to trade on the interim, like in a scalping situation or a day trade. Obviously, if you think you got the bottom on some coins, you're taking the biggest risk buying things that aren't proven projects and vetted by other investors when you buy them. But if they go up, your gains can be astronomical. All right. So do your own research. On the hour, here's you got the Glitz coin. I don't know what that is, but nothing's really up by the hour here either. Nothing's really up by the day except for the API 3. That's a solid project right now. And by the week, API 3, Beta Finance. I'm unfamiliar with that. I am familiar with Ontology Gas and Band Protocol up 15%. Even Tether Gold up 5%. By the month, we got Beefy Finance for 44.1%.
I don't want to know about that one.
I don't want to know about Beefy Finance. Same ones. All right, so nothing astronomically special there on the coins. Polkadot price, it's easy to see. You can't go wrong with a couple of these levels. Stoney, where's one of your levels that you're in at with a limit order?
Polkadot, we are at.
Where are you waiting? Let's hear where Stoney's waiting. Stoney's not giving you professional advice. He's just being transparent.
Put this up on the billboard, and then we're going to take side bets on it.
If this goes against me, Stoney, can I sue you?
Oh, so no, I'm in. My average is probably 1950 right now, 19 something. What I'm in already. What I'm looking for it to pull back to right now would be a midline of my channel that I have drawn. I could see it potentially coming all the way down. I would get in probably, well, I could see it coming all the way close to 16. I would probably get in 1650.
I see why.
It hits my midline of my channel, 16, well, just below 16.
Huh.
But if it goes below that, it could take a nose.
But that being said, I would get in at 1650 where those wicks are. That'd be.
You're gonna have a stop limit down there.
Yeah, you'd have to have a, it'd be a wick more than likely.
Or stop loss.
I kind of like the midpoint right back here on the first climb, like 1293. I kind of like that for a basement.
Exactly. That's that. But
15. 1315. That's my magic number. Let me write that down. Somebody write that down. Somebody, let me get my production crew to write that down.
1315 on Polkadot. We're gonna bet how many? 50 cents. Betting 50 cents.
50 cents. 50. Yep, the halftime show. All right, so Polkadot's kind of set. That's a pretty aggressive order. I also really like right now for a pullback to at least that $35 mark. I really like it. That's me. You take it back to the top right here, even $30. That's a sweet move up on Polkadot. So if you don't currently own any Polkadot, I kind of like a little now.
That's a 2x at 30.
Another scaled down order at 1602, and then the 1315 would be my magic, my sweet spot. I almost used the wrong term there, and I forgot we can't do that. So it'd be the button 1315. What do you think, Stoney? You like those places? Where's your average spot now, roughly?
Somebody on the internet out there that has a paid service said, this is what they said. They said you need to get in at 1840 and get out at 2345. Again, that's somebody who gets paid money to make these.
Yeah, they're going to use they're using these tops right here. Well, they're getting paid because they tell people where to put their trades in. We could do that too. We just choose not to take on that liability. I really want to teach people how to do their own technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and learn about this rather than just buy here.
But when you
Trust us.
see those numbers,
50 is a good number.
No, I understand they're 23.45. It's just not letting it have to break past this 1, 2, third spot broken support level that gave up. And that's also the mean right here at the W. The thing is that it already did that pullback. So it's either not going that high or it's going probably a little higher next time. It already did the retracement back to that one.
That's conservative on their side there.
Yeah.
Both those numbers, entry and the exit, are a bit conservative.
Yeah, my exits on that end of it's at 20. I want to look all the way to.
It's still it's an awesome gain if you were to get in here or at one of our lower prices and get out by the 23.40 mark. You're still going to be able to make a nice gain. So Polkadot, we talked about it in the earlier session just a little bit. We're getting more into Polkadot on next week's DeFi session. So Friday morning, you can tune in and hear us talk about DeFi and specifically Polkadot parachain auctions, which sounds like the pants I wore in the 80s, the parachain auction pants.
Yeah.
Oh no, those were parachute pants. Never mind.
Parachute pants. There you go.
I just say stuff.
They're making a comeback. We're all gonna die.
All right. Well, let's look at the top charts here. Is anything going well in the top cryptocurrencies right now? It's not happening. So, this is a great time for you to look at the charts and to really read about these companies. We saw earlier Near Protocol, one of the largest gaining DeFi projects in the marketplace last year. It reached up to $6.5 billion in its market cap now. It's gone higher than that at one point. Also did a nice pullback. So why would you want to know about Near Protocol? Let's just do one more thing before we get out of here. Near Protocol. It's a layer 1 blockchain. Okay, so it's a layer 1 blockchain. What does that mean? It means that someone created it to do things that other blockchains don't do. And those things are that it's a community-run cloud computing platform that eliminates some of the limitations that keep the other blockchains bogged down and congested. All right. Low transaction speeds, low throughput, and poor interoperability, or the ability to work with other chains, have been of the biggest complaints. Provides an ideal environment for building decentralized applications and creates a developer and user-friendly platform. For instance, Near uses human readable account names. Unlike the cryptographic wallet addresses common to Ethereum, Near also introduces unique solutions to scaling problems and has its own consensus mechanism called Doomslug. Now, I'm not going to go down the Doomslug rabbit hole right now, but every company is trying to distinguish themselves a little bit. You got people that are baking for their miners. They're serving them baking rewards. Some are staking rewards, miners rewards. And here we're talking about the Doomslug consensus mechanism. The community that's updating the initial code and releasing updates to the ecosystem is called the Near Collective. And it's declared a goal to build a platform secure enough to manage high value assets like money or identity and performant enough to make them useful for everyday people. So the use cases of it, the blockchain technology, are all the different types of secure and protected and cherished data. And they're talking about, hey, we can do this. We can be the one-stop shop to combine you with your money. That's what Near Protocol wants to do. Where a lot of other things are trying to keep you anonymous, Near saying, no, let's just make sure that you're the only you and that you have the assets of you protected and no one else has them. So check out Near Protocol. I'm not sure why I wanted to bring it up other than it was doing really well. It's had a naturally big pull or an unnaturally big correction. If we go to a bigger chart here.
Yeah, but you're talking about the first quarter of 2022 or Q4 of 21.
Well, it's just
all that movement.
To me, that it just hasn't done what other charts have done. It made the same descending. It's making the same double bottom W. It's even making a smaller one within it. Near Protocol. Stony likes this one right here, I bet. And You know, this all took place. This big drop right here happened when they started marketing and spending money. They were spending money on Brave browser. Near Protocol was on there for weeks. They were spending money, and boom, big pullback. The whole market does that. Every few months, there's a big market correction. Now we're going sideways. We get to look across the board and see who's popular, who's gaining adoption. Near Protocol had its first push. Its first push, relatively speaking, was kind of weak. It only pushed back 38%. Okay, even if I just skip that right here, 38.384. So not a very strong push back to the top. It pushed right to where it had resistance to the candle bottoms back to the left. So that's the same line in the sand drawn.
Yeah, been there, done that line.
Yeah, we'll just put that on there. Close enough. So now we're looking for this price. If you like Near Protocol, you can get it now. I mean, but it still might be bearish. It looks bearish as of right now. But when it gets above that line, it's going to come back and confirm on that line. And that line is around 1333. If it were to do that, if you were to be patient enough for the weight to come up, come back and retest and get you in then with that confirmation, then you have all this wiggle room where you can make 25 to 33% on an asset and not have to make a higher high and get your bull confirmation as it makes kind of new highs over that middle. So something to think about. Yeah. I'd like to buy some now and scale in if it goes up and proves it, which is another thing. You can buy now and buy more when it's more expensive. It's not a terrible way to go about it, but just make sure it's confirmed that it's going bull, that it's going up before you start dumping in to your Near Protocol. But look for it. I mean, it was on that docket we watched earlier, the Kraken information on what's happened with DeFi over the last year, the Q4 report. You see right here on my screen, where's it at? Near Protocol. So here's Near Protocol, the end of the year, 9.3 billion in market cap. So we've gone down since then, big pullback. And the growth has been exceptional. And the average yield, if you're using it for staking, was 12.1%. So average yield for people that appropriately know how to stake their Near Protocol got 12.1%. Bastards. So it moved from coin number 14 to coin number 9.
Top 10.
Yeah. Pretty exciting. So it kind of wraps us up for today, David. Got to head over to the other trading room, and we might be back live streaming. So keep coming back and checking out FNL Crypto and FNLCryptoDNA.com. And if you don't know anything about the price action stuff we were talking about today, please make your way to futuresnetworks.com. They have a whole group of price action traders and a member-driven peer-to-peer sharing knowledge system that they give you access to. So check out futuresnetworks.com and make sure you're getting your good information and subscribe at FNLCryptoDNA.com. David, thank you. Stoney, thanks for being here today. We'll see you guys on the flip side in the other room.
Right.
All right.
All right. Good.
You stopped recording now?
I'm about to. Trying to find it. If you're still tuning in, thanks. We're going through our technical difficulties. And if you're interested in helping us with our video productions, reach out to me. You can contact me directly at c.lansford. That's LANSFORD at FNL